Hello, K4 here with the dull spotlight for the Dogo? Wolf? I don't know. It's G41, also known as Homete, we'll be talking about today. We will be examining her stats and skills, as well as how she's most usually used and how she can be used effectively. This is the first doll we're doing this series, so please comment if you find anything that can be improved and which doll you want to be on the next doll spotlight. Now, without further ado, let's check G41 stats. Homete is an assault rifle with 50 firepower, which is average among all assault rifles. She has an accuracy of 48, which is a bit low for ARs, but decent enough for battles overall. And she has a rate of fire of 77, which is very high, one of the highest comparing to the other ARs. Her HP and evasion doesn't matter since she's a DPS unit and her only focus is on doing damage, not taking hits. Taking a look at her skill, it is named Damage Focus T, which increases her damage by 75% for 10 seconds. It has an initial cooldown of 4 seconds and normal cooldown of 16 seconds. For her buff tiles, she has a 15 evasion buff and a 50 accuracy buff on tiles 3 and 9. Buffing submachines only. Finally, her equipments are standard for ARs, being able to equip scopes or suppressor at first slot, high velocity ammo on second slot, and exoskeleton on third slot. Homete is a well-balanced assault rifle. She's categorized as a firepower self-buffer AR, which is very good for her, since this game favors damage over rate of fire in the case of assault rifles. Her stats are all balanced, meaning she doesn't fall short in any criteria, but also is not outstanding in anything. Overall, she can be considered a jack of all trades and master of none. She'll be excellent in a generic team that is made to pass any obstacle, but she's not a specialist, meaning there won't be a specific situation where she will shine. G41's skill is strong. 75 damage is not something to mess with. But the nicest thing about it is the cooldown. 4 seconds is a very short for initial cooldown. And 10 seconds of activation means the skill will still be active when most of the battles end. Having a firepower self-buff means she can somewhat deal with armored units too. She'll not be as strong as the Knight Specialist Groza and 9A91, but she can still be relevant. The composition she's most used is a 3AR 2 SMG F formation on day. At night, you either swap the doll on position 4 or 8 for a handgun. With her tile buffs, she'll mostly be used on tile 1, giving the main tank a 15 evasion buff. With her balanced stats, she won't be needing the buff from the off tank. That's why she's mostly used on 1. This leaves the other AR to the position 7. This other AR will usually be someone who needs the buff from the off tank, or an AR that has a buff tile to only her front, like 416 or G11. Of course, she can also be used on position 7 with no problem. G41 can also be used on position 4, but on very specific scenarios, usually when paired with Shrimp. Homete's 50% accuracy buff is all Shrimp wants, and the off tank gives great buffs in return. 18% rate of fire and 30% critical hit. Pairing her with grenade off tanks like Vector and Scorpion are a waste, since the grenades are a sure hit and this doll doesn't do much damage outside of the grenade. For her equipment, she should use a critical scope in most battles, changing only to EOT when facing against armored units and PEQ when facing non-armored units at night. High velocity ammo is the only equipment she can use on the second slot, but be sure to give your strongest HV since it will give her raw damage. On third slot, you should equip the X Skeleton, since the TXO lowers damage. But since your damage dealers shouldn't be taking damage anyway, she can get away with using no EXO at all. She will get a special equipment in the future which will give her 5 damage, 5 accuracy and 20 evasion. The kit will replace the exoskeleton on the third slot, so that's a very strong power up for her. but that equip will only be available on the event Continuum Turbulence as a reward for placing top 50% on ranking map. Comparing her with other firepower self-buffer ARs, Type 95 has more sustained damage because her skill is activated at almost all time, so Homete should be able to do more damage on short battles, which are most of the battles, and Type 95 will out DPS her in prolonged battles. ART-556 seems to be a better version of G41, with same buff tiles and stronger skill buff of 85% damage buff. But actually, having an initial cooldown of 6 seconds and duration of 5 seconds compared to G41's initial cooldown of 4 seconds and 10 seconds uptime means Homete will do more damage than her in most scenarios. A similar doll of G41 is M4A1, the story doll and main protagonist. M4's skill shares same cooldowns but with 7% damage buff instead of 75%. However, M4 gains value in which she is one of the 3 ARs that can buff other ARs, meaning she will always be placed on position 4 as opposed to G41 that usually goes on position 1 or 7. Overall, Homete is a very capable assault rifle. She can be used in most occasions and that's why for me she gets an A. Very strong and reliable but not game changing. So that's it for the first spotlight. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't mess up anything. If I did, comment below. Also, be sure to comment which doll you want for the next spotlight. I'll be sure to read all comments and reply to all of them. With that being said, remember to like and subscribe as always, and thanks for watching. See you next video.